Hello everyone, Ranjita here. Welcome back to my channel. Today is day 4 of Crafty December and the prompt is stamping. As always, don't forget to check out Upcycle by Manasa to see her take on this prompt. You'll find the link to Manasa's channel and details about Crafty December in the description below. Since today's prompt is stamping, I wanted to use my clear stamps in a different way. I'm going to show you how to stamp on fabric and also share with you all the tips for stamping on fabric. It's not just that, I'm going to also show you how to make your own fabric journal or notebook cover with an elastic closure and pen holder in detail. So without any delay, let's get started. For stamping on fabric, the most important thing you need to keep in mind is the base beneath your fabric onto which you are stamping. You need to have a proper thick cushioned base underneath your fabric so that the stamps can transfer the ink properly when pressed against this cushiony surface. And also, once you stamp, you need to hold the stamp in place for a few seconds so that the ink can properly get transferred onto the fabric. For today's project, I'm using this clear stamps from Fiskars. Since I'm making a fabric cover for my sewing notes, I thought these stamps will be very apt for my project. I'm planning to have a quotation in front of my notebook cover. So I'm leaving a little space so that I can write my quotation there, and I will be stamping all over the remaining surface. So for writing my quotation first, I'm using this water erasable pen. Since sewing is another hobby of mine, I do have some sewing supplies like this. But in case if you do not have such fancy supplies, you can just write your quotation with thin pencil onto which you can paint over, or you can totally skip this step in case if you do not want to do it. As I told you, I am making a cover for my sewing notes. So I am planning to write a quotation that is apt for my sewing as well. So here I am writing the quotation, measure twice and cut once. And coming to the inks for stamping on fabric, you just cannot use any inks. You need to use permanent inks. My personal favorite is this archival ink pad. You can also use StazOn permanent ink. So once I've planned my project, here I'm going ahead and stamping my fabric. So before stamping onto fabric, I have a rough paper next to me. I will be stamping the clear image on the paper first and then stamping onto the fabric. Like I have mentioned before, all you need to make sure is the base beneath the fabric should be very cushiony and should be thick enough so that the ink can get absorbed into the fabric. And also while stamping, you need to hold your stamp in that place for few seconds so that the ink gets transferred onto the fabric. So as you can see here, I'm quickly forwarding this because it's very boring to see me stamp all over the fabric. So as you can see here, I've randomly used all the stamps and I've filled my fabric with giving a little space between the stamps. I wanted to give it a look of a printed fabric here. I used to do a lot of stamping on fabric before, not with the clear stamps though, but with traditional wooden stamps or the wooden blocks you call them as. In case you would like me to make a video about block printing, do let me know in the comments below. I would definitely try to make one. So as you can see here, I've completely stamped all over my fabric, trying to give it a printed fabric like appearance. I have a project planned in my mind, so I am working on a bigger piece of fabric. But if you are trying to stamp on fabric for the first time, I highly recommend you to practice on small scraps first. Now that I have stamped all over the fabric, now I am going ahead and coloring these stamped images. I'm now going ahead and writing out my coat with a very fine tip brush. I'm also diluting my fabric paint slightly so that I will have a better flow while lettering my coat. This is completely optional, and as I already mentioned, please make a trial on a scrap piece of the same fabric before you try to write your coats or write a hand letter on the main fabric. So as you can see here, I am going ahead and completely painting over the coat that I have written with the erasable pen before. This stamped and colored fabric would turn into my sewing notebook cover. So that is the reason I chose this quotation that says measure twice and cut once. If you're a sewing enthusiast like me, you would definitely relate to this quote. While painting and hand lettering on fabric, every fabric behaves differently. So that is the reason I again and again insist that you please make a trial on a scrap piece of fabric before moving on to your main project. So here, as you can see, I finished doing my coat here. Once I am done writing over my coat, I will give it a little time for drying, because I do not want to accidentally smudge the paint that I have put on the coat. So I will give it a little time so that it dries, and then I will go ahead and color the remaining images. I'm not sharing the entire process where I color each and every image, because then the video would become very long. So as you can see here, I'm going ahead and painting each and every image in a different shade. I just wanted this piece of fabric to be very colorful and bright, so that every time I lay my hands on my sewing notes, it would instantly brighten up my mood and would make me feel very nice about it. As usual, while I was painting on this project, my little daughter came over to my work desk and wanted to exhibit her painting skills. Well, I didn't have the guts to give the brush all by herself, so I helped her paint some of the images. Well, she chose to paint the measuring tape. I just love crafting along with her. Not only that it makes me happy, but I can also be sure that while I am lost in my creations, she's not making a mess somewhere behind my back. Anyways, to summarize the project that we are making here, I started off with a plain piece of fabric which was washed and ironed well to remove all the starch and creases, and then I randomly stamped with clear stamps all over the fabric with archival jet black ink. Once I was happy with the stamping, I went ahead and wrote a hand lettered coat with fabric paint and also colored into these images. So here is our final piece of fabric with very brightly colored images. So now that our fabric is ready, let's go ahead and make a notebook, a journal cover with this fabric. So this is the book that I want to cover with. This is my sewing notes. I've been using it for many years, and it's got lots of information, and I often lay my hands on it. So I wanted a very good sturdy cover. At the same time, I wanted it to be washable so that every time it gets dirty, I can just remove it and wash it. The first step is you need to measure how much your notebook is. So I will be taking the length of the notebook and also the round measurement of this notebook. As you can see here, the round measurement is 12.5 inches and the length is 8.5 inches. To this I will be adding 1 inch each. This will be our seam allowance. So the fabric that I will be requiring is 13.5 by 9.5 inches. So you need to have 3 different fabrics with this. That is 1 piece of main fabric of the same measurement, 1 piece of lining fabric. And the other optional thing is you need 1 batting. This is entirely optional, and also you will require a same piece of fabric for the pocket. So as you can see here, my stamped image will be the main fabric and a similar piece will be the lining fabric, and I have taken a colored fabric here. These will be my pockets, or this will go inside my notebook cover. So begin with, what I'm doing is I'm creasing my fabric that I have taken for my pockets. I'm creasing it into half. Try being as precise as possible, but you do not have to measure it and be extremely precise. You can just eyeball it. So I am cutting it in half, and then I will be folding it in half. So these will be my inner pockets for my cover, notebook cover. So first, as you can see here, I am laying my lining fabric first. I am then folding my pocket fabric into half, the cut piece, and I'm laying it on either side of the lining fabric as shown in the figure. While doing this, make sure to see which one is the right side and the wrong side of your pocket fabric, and also the lining and the main fabric. So as you can see here, I've arranged my lining fabric, and on top of that I've arranged two pockets that go inside. Here I'm also taking a strip of elastic, roughly measuring the length of my fabric here. Don't try to stretch it and measure it, leave it loose, and it's better to be a little less than making it very loose. I'm also taking a piece of elastic. I'm just measuring it around a pen to get a rough circumference. You can do it with any pen that is available handy. Since we're using elastic here, it will have a stretch and you can fit in absolutely any pen inside that elastic piece here. Now that I have cut all my elastic pieces, I'm going ahead and securing all of them with pins so that they don't move around while I'm stitching them. This is a perfect beginner's project. You do not require any tough calculations to do before you make this project. All you need to do is just measure the length and the round circumference of your notebook, add 1 inch extra for seam allowance, and then piece them all together like I have shown you in this video. Even if you do not have a sewing machine, you can easily hand stitch this because it's not a very big project. You can easily hand stitch all around the piecing that we have made here. So as you can see here, first I have lined my lining fabric, and then on top of that I have placed these pocket pieces on either side, and on one side of the folded pocket piece I've placed the elastic band for the closure and also for the pen. Now I'm taking my main fabric. This is the stamped fabric that we have taken, and I'm placing it upside down. That is, the right side should go below and the wrong side should be facing you. I'm going to stitch all around this rectangle with all the 3 layers on it, and just leaving a small gap, say around 4 finger space, for us to easily being able to reverse the entire thing inside out. So as you can see here, I've made a stitch completely all around, and now I am cutting off all the excess fabric around the stitch that we have made. Make sure that you do not rip off your stitches, just cut off the excess fabric. This step is entirely optional because we do not actually have too much of a bulk, but I prefer removing it because if you remove the excess bulk fabric around the stitches, what happens is when you fit in your notebook inside, your corners look very neat and finished. So I prefer doing this step, but in case if your stitch is not too much, then you can also always skip doing this. Now I'm going to turn out this entire piece inside out. This is very easy, but make sure you're doing it the right way. Take your time and carefully pull out all the corners. In case if you're not able to do it with your hand, take the help of a pointy tool and just poke it into the corners so that they come out well and pointed. But make sure you do not rip off your stitches. You can use a blunt pencil or you can use a chopstick to help you pull out the corners here. Once you have turned it inside out and pulled out all the corners properly, I will go ahead and give a top stitch all around. This will seal the opening that we have left. That's it. Our project is ready. Very easy and quick way of making fabric covers for your journals, notebooks, recipe books, etc. You can make a fabric cover for book of any dimensions. That's it for today's video. We have learned to stamp on fabric, paint it, and then turn it into a beautiful notebook cover. I hope you like this project and you will definitely give it a try. I really liked how beautiful it turned out. It's not just good looking, but it is also sturdy too. The elastic closure and the pen holder come in very handy too. Especially when you want to store some notes or papers inside your notebook, this elastic closure will help it from falling out. So this is how I used these clear stamps and made this beautiful fabric. These are the close-up images of the finished project. I hope you liked it and you will definitely give this a try. I hope I was of some inspiration to you. Thank you so much for stopping by. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it yet, and also do follow me on my social media where I share much more craft inspiration. The links are given in the description box below. Thank you.